I mean, music is kind of the universal language.
Definitely. Definitely.
It's a big business too.
Definitely.
So, I mean, with comedy, how can you see yourself making the same type of building the same type of success and even communicating abroad to those people?
Well, you know what? I've learned that Caribbean people are everywhere. Everywhere. You could go to Alaska and there'll be a Jamaican dude in an Eskimo suit like, Wagwan, you're good? You know what I'm saying? We are everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And I've actually, last time I went to the UK, I took Norwegian Airlines, and I met a female that worked for Norwegian, and we started corresponding. She came to the show, and I gave her my number and stuff like that. And she hit me up a few weeks ago. And she's like, "Listen, I've been traveling, and I was in Australia, I was in Sweden, and I was in Amsterdam, and these people know you like crazy, and you know what it is? Being that Caribbean people are everywhere, people adapt to our culture. You know what I'm saying? There's people who've been on vacation to Jamaica, and they might meet a Jamaican in Sweden because we're everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And be like, yeah, I've been to Jamaica, I've had the jerk chicken and, all that stuff, and they like our culture. You know what I'm saying? There's people who've been to Trinidad and enjoyed Carnival, and they're back in Sweden and stuff like that, and they just want that memory to relive again. You know what I'm saying? And then there's somebody that will show them my videos, and they gravitate to it as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's a big market. Caribbean, everything is a big market. Caribbean music, Caribbean food, Caribbean culture, Caribbean comedy, everything, it's a big market, but we just have to know how to use it in its entirety, you know what I mean? And I mean, you ask anybody, have you ever been on vacation in the Caribbean? They'll tell you yes, you know what I mean? No matter where it's at, you know what I mean? And that right there in itself is a memory that will always stick in your brain. You know what I mean? So to hear me give jokes about certain things that maybe you've experienced and stuff like that is already a magnet to steal. You know, so I mean, for me, I'm just gonna keep doing what I do, keep building my brand. You know, a lot of the shows that I do, like for example, the show that I did in King's Theater, I put it together myself. I just finished doing a movie. We premiered it in Brooklyn, and it was a sold-out show. You know, the movie is called Foreign Minds Think Alike, and that's an independent movie that I funded again. And I mean, owning your own stuff is the best thing. You know what I mean? Of course, signing a contract and getting that big money behind it is also a good thing, but you have to know what you want to do with your stuff. You know what I mean? And you can't sit down and wait for people to do things for you. You know, that's one thing that I've learned. I mean, we have so many big brands in the Caribbean, that we support that's not even Caribbean, and I'm not going to name no names, but they know who they are. You know, the big beer companies and the big liquor companies and the phone companies and all this people. Nobody ever reached out to me to invest in anything. And my movie is like a well-anticipated movie. You know what I mean? And nobody said, you know what, we want to sponsor this, or we want to put our brand into this, or we want, you know what I mean? So, I mean, just being able to do it independently and not have to ask anybody for anything was an awesome thing. So I mean, whatever I reap now is all mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
Besides the movie, is there anything else that you got going on?
Well, no, just right now we're just working on the movie, and we're working on the new tour and stuff like that. And for my birthday, we're working on something very big. It's going to be another show. Last year I did a 4-borough tour. I did Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, and all the events were sold out. So this year I kind of wanted to do one big show instead of doing 4. So it's gonna probably be at Madison Square Garden or Barclay or Best Buy, one of those places. So that's definitely something that we're working on.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is, but King's Theater hold 3,100 people, and we made it happen. You know what I'm saying? And we also filmed the 1 hour special there, that we're going to work on putting on the networks and stuff like that. So it definitely was a lot of pressure, but pressure busts pipes. You know what I'm saying? You're never as good as your last show. You know what I mean? So you got to just put your all into every situation. You can't just never get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Never get comfortable. Just always work hard and continue going.
All right. Lastly, because you're from Brooklyn and you have a Caribbean background, I'm gonna pick Jamaica just because that's what we were talking about. So, what is the Jamaican starter kit and what is a Brooklyn starter kit? So it's like five. I guess you could pick like
The
five.
American starter kit.
The Brooklyn starter kit, and then you can go ahead and give me a Jamaican starter kit.
Okay. So
5 items.
So do you want past or present? Because my era is a little different.
Give me your era.
All right, my era starter kits was probably for the Jamaicans. It would have been probably a Kango hat, furry one. You had to have a furry one. You'd have definitely had to have some Clarks or some Bally's on your foot. You would have definitely had to have probably some major damage pants or some get used pants, or you would have had the big fat corduroy pants. You definitely need a mesh merino, which is a mesh wife beater. And you definitely had to have a button up, and you had to button it all the way up here. You know what I'm saying? And kind of let it go. Like button the first 3 and just let the rest ride. And then you had to have that roster belt. You definitely had to have one. And a spliff. You had to have a spliff.
Wait, so tell me about the Jamaica starter kit now.
Jamaica starter kit now, you're probably going to need some tight pants. You definitely gonna need a few fake chains, probably some silver chains with some glass in them. You know what I'm saying? You definitely gonna need some bleach, probably. You know, you're gonna have to get a little lighter. You know, what else you gonna need? You also gonna need a spliff. You still gonna need a spliff, and you're gonna need about 5 baby mothers.
That was you didn't even add that to the old one.
Well, the old one you probably needed 10 baby mothers.
Oh, they brought it down.
Yeah, they brought it down a little bit. You know, the economy is changing.
Yeah.
You know.
What's the Brooklyn starter kit?
The Brooklyn starter kit in my era, you probably had to have some Benetton. You had to have some polo ski. You definitely needed a Columbia jacket. You definitely needed some big baggy pants. I mean, you probably needed some lugs. You know, what else would you need back then?
To fit it.
You definitely need to fit it, but we used to wear a lot of bucket hats back then, so you definitely needed a couple of those. Now, you're gonna need some tight pants. You're gonna need some Jordans. You definitely gotta have some Jordans. Well, now things are changing. You need some foreigns now. You need some Balmains and stuff like that. You know, some Giuseppes, all that type of stuff. You definitely gonna need a tight shirt, and you're gonna definitely have to listen to Young M.A. and Bobby Shmurda and stuff like that. Ooh. And you definitely gotta have some snapbacks and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Definitely.